Day 22, where my mate Vince attempts to fix a whole pallet of back massagers and clocks. I mean, Amazon returns. So I have been working every single day of Advent and many days on the month before trying to get this series together, and we are now at day 22. We are nearing an end. So will I be successful in fixing the items in this video today, or will it be a massive failure? Sit back and enjoy.
Clean fishy.
Here we have a multifunctional vacuum gravel cleaner. I thought this might be for getting rid of leaves from stones, because that can be a bit awkward if you're trying to brush, because then you'll end up brushing all the stones around the place. But of course not. Listen to this. It is for an aquarium. So yeah, let's open it up and see why it was sent back. It says here there's a tick next to 220 to 240 volts, 50 hertz, which is correct. So let's open it up, see what's happening. Okay, this is certainly not new. I haven't plugged it in yet, but there really is gravel everywhere. Amazingly, there was only about a teaspoon in the actual box itself. I think lots has gone on my carpet. But when I picked this up, it was just shaking everywhere. I've put this over the bin, and every time I tap it, loads more comes out. So hopefully you can see. Listen. So I'm thinking that this has obviously been used. I'm thinking they didn't set it up properly. Surely you're not going to have gravel where the motor's spinning, because it's going to be just an amazing amount of friction. So maybe if I clean the gravel out, it might start working. I think they didn't put the filters in. Not that I know how this works, but I presume there must be filters like this that you put in to stop the little stones from going through. So I don't think they've done that properly. I'm going to plug this in. We have an inline little switch here. Let's see if it's doing any noise at all, or is it just humming? Maybe now, with the very fact that do you know what it could have been? They might have set it up, instantly went wrong, and then just sent it straight back. Right, here we go. No, so there's nothing happening here. Okay, so I suppose we don't have to worry about anything else. Shall we just have a look at this? It could be that the fuse is blown, and I might just need to clean this out. I don't think I'm going to be able to get access to it though, because it's all going to be waterproof, isn't it? Or maybe not. Maybe, yeah, because this is like just a vacuum, isn't it, that you push down, that you hold, and you put in, I think. Do you know, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch a review. Right, 100%, the whole pump is supposed to be submerged, so it is going to be waterproof. If you're wondering what these horrible marks are, there's a plastic pipe in it, a rubberized plastic pipe, and it's for some reason it's having a reaction with everything it touches. So annoyingly, this is going to be sealed, isn't it? Let's see if it's spinning. It is spinning, so let's check the fuse, because maybe it just needs to be cleaned out. I think as soon as I take that apart there, it's not going to be waterproof anymore. £13 that's very high. 20 watts. Why on earth have we got a 13 fuse in here? If it was 1 amp, it's going to be 240 watts. So we just need a UK 3, 5 or 13. We just need a 3 fuse there. Let's see if that is working. Yeah, so fuse is okay. I'm just going to swap that over to a 3 I suppose we don't need to worry at the moment, because I haven't got it working. Let's see what's going on. So there's a chance that this has failed, but it's unlikely. It's going to be, I think, some problem in here. Now, is there any way I'm going to be able to open this up? It does say it has to be fully submerged to work, but I don't think there's going to be any switch in here. I think it's just, that's how pumps, you know, they need to be full of water. But I think it should still do something when we plug it in.
Now, what would you do differently? Right now, what would you do that I'm not doing? This is really painful for me to watch, and I know that I'm going to get grief for this in the comment section. But as far as I can see,
this is a sealed unit. I have to remind people that I've never had one of these before. If you've got one of these, you know full well what my mistake is. I'm just giving you a bit of a heads up now so you can have a think maybe what I'm doing wrong. But basically I'm going in for the kill, aren't I? Straight away, right now, I'm going in for the kill. I've convinced myself that this is all glued together because it's waterproof. So, because of previous experience, I know things are glued together, like the little power bricks and stuff that you get, you know, to charge your phone and stuff like that. I've convinced myself that this is also glued together. So I spend, I would say, about 15 or 20 minutes doing my best to get this top section off. And I cannot get it off at all. All I'm doing is bending the plastic a little bit. It is like the whole thing has been maybe potted on the inside, so the whole thing's full of resin, and this top is not coming off whatsoever.
Well, now that I've waxed it all around, shall we see if it wants to spin now? I'll just leave this fuse in for the time being. Oh yeah, there we go. Let me get the other, I just heard it turn. It's been jammed up. So if I just shook it and shook it and shook it at the very beginning, I think we would have been able to get it to work. In hindsight, a good thing. Right, watch this. Ready? There, did you hear? It went a little bit. Now it's jammed up again. So the motor is working, it just needs to be freed. There you go. It's jammed up again. I wonder if... Yeah, see, it keeps getting jammed up. It really needs to come apart because it's crunchy when I turn it. It's not shaking now. No. Well, I mean, they are stones, so I'm not going to be able to break them up. But it's not like there's a little bit of dust. I'm not going to be able to power through that. Oh, what a shame. At least we know the cause of failure. Right, let me have a little mess around with it for a bit. I feel maybe comfortable just testing it for the video, just to see what it's doing. It's also supposed to be a turtle shower. How good is that? It's another pipe that comes out for a shower or something. So, yeah, you can hear us going now. So we've proved what the fault was. The fault was this, and there was lots more of it as well. When I was shaking it over the bin to begin with, then there was lots coming out. So clearly, it probably didn't have much use. The person on the very first go probably did it and was like, oops, forgot to put the filters in and return it to Amazon, which is a bit naughty, but you know, it's what people do. I would like to see if it does actually vacuum though. So let me try to set it up. I was just putting it together and I was looking at the Amazon listing. The instructions in the box are so confusing, like really, really confusing. I could have fixed it without breaking it. I mean, I haven't fully taken this apart yet, but it just looks awful. I suppose I could glue that bit down. I mean, I haven't really got into it, but I don't think it's, you know, it's not going to be. I wouldn't be happy with anybody using this because I don't know how much damage I've done here. But I don't believe this. I unscrewed this earlier, yeah? I thought that was all moulded.
I didn't see in the Amazon pictures, not on the instructions, but in the Amazon pictures, it shows this coming out. I didn't have to dismantle it, look. I mean, I didn't have to do that. Look at that. This, I presume this comes out. Yes, that pops off. And now crunchy, crunchy, that comes out. So look, I could have cleaned it all up from there, and this would have 100% been fixed. Oh, what a shame. It's always a problem when you don't know the products. Yeah, I can see all in here. There's all bits of grit and stuff in here. It's all dirty. So let me get a Q-tip, a cotton bud in there, and I need to clean up all this as well. That's a shame. Anyway, I think this is how the bottom bit goes. Now that I know this comes apart, maybe it's very common to get stones in here, and you just clean it out. So we have this, which is going to trap the bigger stones, and I think this here does trap the smaller stones, and it does look like there is a few stones in these bits. I don't know if you need one bit or 2 bits, but I suppose 2 bits, as long as the water can still get through, which it should be able to because I can blow for it, then that should be fine. There you go. So you can see that's all fibres there, carbon fibres, or iron filings or something, from the stones going against here. Oh well, so it could have been fixed. I'm just going to put it in the bath and see if we can get any water through it. Also, I think it's been put together wrong up here as well, because I can't get this on here. It does loads of different things, like you can change water. It's not just a vacuum. You can change water, you can add water. It comes with little brushes that you can clean the rocks and stuff from the bottom of your aquarium. But even that doesn't fit into there, so I think maybe this has been possibly put in wrong. Yeah, that goes in there, you see. Oh, but maybe that's to put the pipe on. And then I think you can put more of these in here. So I'm thinking if I was to put this in the bath, that water will be sucked up through here and come out here. And then I think we've shown that it's working. And this is to control the water. There's like a valve here that opens and closes. Right, well, that's a bit unfortunate I messed up so bad, but there it is. At least I do show you my failures. Obviously, if I knew the product, that wouldn't have happened. Right, let's bring this upstairs.
Disappointing showtime.
Okay, you can see my setup here. That's my pretend aquarium, the bucket. And it's going to suck the water up here, through the pipe here, into here, and then it goes down this pipe, whee, and comes out here. The pipe does have a few kinks in it, so it's restricting it a bit. Anyway, I feel completely safe using it because I'm not touching it. But even if I do touch it here, I'm touching it on the handle. Annoyingly, it appears to be working fine, but because of the damage around there, I can't set it on. But check this out. Turn it on, and you will see that it's sucking the water, it's coming flying through here, and it's coming out here. Yeah, so you can see there's a fair bit of flow. Seems to be doing what it needs to do. So you're going to be doing this on the bottom of the aquarium and then giving it a clean, and I presume you have to just put new water in the tank to get rid of this. Or maybe all the algae and stuff gets caught in the filters and you put this straight back into the tank. Anyway, you can see it there. So yeah, if I had just cleaned it at the very beginning, then it would have been working fine. So if I come across another one, I now know that the pump comes apart like that. Obviously, if you own one of these, you knew that, but I don't know that. And there's so many different items in this palette, I'm not going to understand every single one of them. We live and learn.
Steam cleaner.
Here we have another steam cleaner. I've already featured one of these on one of the days. Let's look why this one has been returned. Right, this one here has definitely been used, while the one I looked at before was new, just dismantled. And it comes with one of these Euro plugs here. So I'm going to use the plug from the other one, so it's a 3-pin plug, so I don't need an adapter. And I'm going to fill it with water. Let's see what it's doing. Right, I've got water in. Let's plug it in. Right, light comes on here. Does this work here? Oh, so that's off there. And this is on. Let's see if it is going to heat up. I'll just put the steam in here. Here we go. There we go. And there we have the steam. Right, it doesn't appear to be leaking anywhere. I better turn that off. I do not know why that has been sent back. Yeah, it clearly needs further testing, but I'm not going to do anything with it now. It's a used product. Maybe you can't adjust the volume of steam. Let me put it to there and see if that puts out less, because that was a lot of steam there. There we go. I think that's less there and more here. So when you go to change it, it does seem to turn to water. It's definitely generating a lot of steam. I'm going to turn that off, otherwise my my wallpaper is going to start coming down. Yeah, it needs further testing. Maybe it's just not performing as well as it should do, but it's certainly generating steam. I don't think I'm going to waste my time on it, if I'm honest with you, because it's definitely a used product. But yeah, and I can't at this moment in time find anything immediately wrong with it.
Let there be light.
Here we have an LED, an A3. I think what this is used for is because my son uses something similar but slightly smaller and also thicker, is if you wanted to trace something. So you know, if you've got a picture down and you wanted to trace something, then it's like a light box essentially. Now, as you can see here, it's not drawing anything. It's got a little micro USB here and it is extremely loose. So I think it's got damage in this bottom corner. I can see it all looks weird here. So let's bring it over to the mat, see if we can peel off the back, just in case there's anything we can do with it. I don't think there will be, but we'll give it a quick little go. Now, I can see from the back in here that it's all dots, and then it's... I wonder, did water get in here, or did somebody just try to peel it? So it's going to be destructive, but the thing is, it's not working, so it's useless now. You can't use that anything unless you want to use it for maybe a placemat. So let's see if there is a way that I can open this up. I wonder would heat, because this is just paper. I wonder would heat completely ruin it. See, this corner section is going to be gone no matter what. Or IPA. No, problem with IPA is it's going to spread. I think I might rather damage than have a big leaky spread. It's acting as a backlight, isn't it? So sort of it's diffusing it a little bit. I think this USB port is broken. How about, in all seriousness, because look, we have black here. How about if I was to get a scalpel? Because I think the circuit board is only coming up to about here. How about if I go cut with a scalpel? And then, I mean, listen to that. Then it might give me access to it, but it might be hidden by the black. I think that's a good idea. Right, so let's try to cut. So the black comes up to here. So if I was to go to just under that here and go to about, I think the circuit board ends here. Hope I'm not cutting through any like weird data lines or something now. The edge doesn't want to come off, but the middle does. So should I try going here? Ooh, hello. Hello, hello. Well, don't need to take any more than that out. So we have the LED. Oh, this is what it is. A backlight for a TV. Look here. We have the LED strip with side LEDs going all the way along the bottom. Yeah. And then they're going to be shining up through this glass here, which is going to diffuse the light because of the way this is patterned and stuff. The light's going to be diffused out. It'd be interesting to see, are we going to see a definite kind of like streaking a little bit where the LEDs are, if we can get it working. But yeah, so it is just like a backlight for a TV. See, I love things like this, just like people repurposing, you know, taking an idea from something else and then using it for this. So are these wires here intact? I think they might be. So is the problem with the USB port here? So I think the wires are okay going to there. They're definitely connected on here. So I presume it's a USB problem. So how do you, oh, one second, how do you even turn it on? Where's the on button? The on button's over here. What? Oh, it's just that pad there. How does that work? Was it just that the on button didn't work? Can you see there? That's the pad for the on button. So if I touch that, that must be going through a transistor. Oh no, maybe it's this thing here, which is reading that. I'll tell you what, let's plug power in again and see if it's drawing anything now. See, that doesn't want to go in very nice. So I don't think that USB port is working. But also it doesn't want to turn on, but that's probably because there's no battery in here, it just works from here. I think we're going to have to unsolder this here, and it's marked up negative and positive, and then let's have a very close look at this. It might be fixable. I know the pallet may not have been the most interesting, but there's definitely some interesting items. I would have never thought to buy that, but it's interesting to see, I think. Right, let's zoom right the way in and see if we can work out what's happening with this. So, are these broken here? No, none of them are broken, and we just have the outer one working there and two working here. So this one is going to, this is the positive here. Goes all the way along here, through the LED, so the LED lights up, and then goes around into this leg of the chip, and also maybe another leg through here, through the capacitor, and into that part of the transistor there. And this is all the negative you can see connected to there. Right, okay, and the negative goes round, oh, to that side of the LED. Oh, so then that's negative. Right, okay. So where is the actual chip? Oh, this is feeding the chip here. Goes through this transistor type thing into here. Right, I'm still confused about how it turns on, but I'm struggling to even get my thingy in there. Weirdly, I know it looks a bit damaged, but it still looks like the pins are there. Okay, so I think that's the problem. It's just broken. It mustn't be making a good enough contact. Let me see if I have one of them. Bit weird with the legs going off to the side there, but it looks, I think it might be Is that through hole or SMD? It's through hole, isn't it? Because it's going through. Right, let's see if I've got them before I take that one off, because I might have to try to make this one work. Look what I found, and also look what I found. I haven't seen that in a bit. Wellard, the dog. Isn't that the best name ever? Wellhard, Wellard. EastEnders. Don't know if I said this before, but my name was used in EastEnders. I used to, at uni, live with, I better actually not give too much information away, but one of the writers for EastEnders had a son or daughter, better not say, and yeah, the writer liked my surname, so it was included in an EastEnders. You know, when it was all Phil Mitchell getting, or was it Grant getting shot? It was Grant. Phil Mitchell's still alive. When Grant got shot, EastEnders back then used to get something like 20 million views. I mean, the biggest amount of views ever for a sort of TV, well, not the biggest ever, but that's a huge amount now. I'm sure they would probably only get 1/10 of that now, but that was you know, before the internet and stuff. So, but yeah, my name was used in it. I was a guy in prison, nicely, and I remember my mum saying, "I hope people don't think you're in prison, Vince." Strange Ways, I think it was. Right, look at that. I have got a micro USB. I've got various different ones in here. These are the kits you could get from Amazon, and I think that looks to be the same. Let's zoom in. And Wellard was a dog in the program at the time. That looks the exact same port, does it not? And I just want to see how far this goes in on a working one. So it should go to, can you see just there's a little bit of those bits sticking out here and here. Let's see how much it goes in on this faulty one. The same amount. It's weird. I would have thought that would have actually worked, so it might not necessarily be that. But you can see it's definitely broken on the inside because we have wibbly wobbly bits. There you go, can you see it's broken there and there. So let's swap it out and it might just start working. I think I'm going to take this off with... Do you know what? Should I just use heat, or should I? Yeah, I'm just going to use heat on this because there's not much around it to break. I've got 450 degrees Celsius, 150 out of a possible 200 airflow. I'm hoping the weight from the board will just drop off. How nice was that? That was really nice. I wonder, should I just try to use heat to put this one back in? No, let's do it with a soldering iron. So I'm going to get rid of all the old holes and stuff using a little bit of solder wick and some flux. It shows you how nice it is working on something where there's no mass. You see, there's no huge copper ground planes and stuff. Actually, why was that stuck on the bottom there, I wonder? Is that just to pad it out? I'm going to keep that because that may be important. I don't understand what that's there for at the moment. I don't think it's to do with turning on, but it could be. Maybe that should be here. Do you know what? It might well be. I wonder, is that conductive? Shall we see? No. So what is this? Is it just a lump of plastic to keep it off? It might make more sense when we put it back together. It might be just a kind of like a little spacer. Anyway, as I was saying, isn't it nice when there's no solder, when there's no mass in the board, copper planes and stuff, because look how easy, even this here removes it perfectly. Right, so we need to now put this on. Just going to give it a little clean up first with some isopropyl. Now, this wants to go in here. Look at that. Nearly. I just need to squeeze those in just a tiny little bit here, and then they're going to fit in. There we go. Look at that. Isn't it lovely having spares? And they all line up perfectly. Okay. Right, well, oh, Vincey, what are you doing? I tried to push it back a bit. Right, okay, let's add some flux on. I'm going to solder up the anchor points to begin with. I'm going to put loads in. There we go. Now we've got to try to solder up these tiny little pins. Let's get at a bit of an angle. And I'm going to use some blue tack to hold it in place. And more flux. Now the most important ones are the edge ones, because the others aren't actually doing anything. But I'll put them on there for a little bit of strength. So those two are the same ones, so I can blob them up massively. It makes no difference. I don't need to. Right, okay, that's that. Let's just neaten up these ones here. There and there. Now let's give that a nice good clean with isopropyl alcohol and we will see what we're left with. Now the annoying thing about flux is it does really get everywhere, so the inside of this connector now will probably be covered. Right, okay, so you can see that side there now. It looks fine. And there, and you can see that every one of those is soldered up. Actually looks quite nice. Do you know what, when we plug it in, surely we will have the LED light on, even if the device, no, maybe that only comes on when you turn it on. Let's see. Right, are you ready? Yes, we got a light. Brilliant. We didn't have the light before, so the USB port was faulty. Now, if we, I'll tell you what we'll do, because I don't really understand this. Let's go onto these contacts and see if we have anything, volts DC. So we have nothing there now. Now I'm going to turn it on by doing that. See if we've got anything now. We have 5 volts, amazing. So the touch thing does work. So it's that chip must be recognising. It'd be nice if the LED went a different colour. So, I mean, how do you turn it off? Do you hold it for a few seconds? Yes. Right, so I have to solder these back on here. I've got to be really gentle that I don't break anything. Let's do that now. Okay, so they're back on. Should we give it a very quick test? It's a shame doing this because you spoil the outcome for the video. People like to see this at the very end. Ready? Boom! Oh, you got different brightnesses. Holy moly. 1, 2, 3. So it's not 3 seconds to turn off. It's just done in rotation. Hold on. Right, let's kill power. Ah, so good. So now I have to put it back in, but the board is a little bit wobbly when I put it in, so I use just a tiny little bit of hot glue to hold it in place, just a tiny little bit on the top edge. It's not touching any components or anything. I also put in that bit of brown plastic. I put it in where it came out in that corner. I'm wondering, is it to angle the board down a little bit so the touch, where you touch the on and off switch, it's more likely that the circuit board is down on that bit there because it's propped up on the other side. Not too sure. Don't really know why it's there, but anyway, it was there, so I'm putting it back. And then we're ready to finish it up. The problem is that I also use a little bit of hot glue on the little bit of paper that I cut and peeled back. It just looks a little bit untidy. So I'm thinking of what I could possibly use to finish it off, make it look a bit nicer, because right now we have a big scalpel blade line going across four different parts of it. Right, now, it's a shame I haven't got any white tape that I can just put across there to finish it off a bit. Even if I had a printer label, you know, the printer labels you used to get, that would cover that lovely. You know, I bet you I've got a printer label somewhere, but I wouldn't have used them since eBay days. Let me see. Ta-da! You know, these P-Touch Brother things. They're thermal, so maybe when it's been on for a bit, it might all start going grey, I don't know. But look at this. I think this is going to look lovely. What a perfect way to finish the bodge. Oh, come on. Come on! Give me that. That is brilliant. Right, okay. I am going to just get a little bit of double-sided tape just for this bit in here. Oh, it was all going too well. So I can't find any double-sided sticky tape. I know I haven't finished it. And I know I've got a reel. It was from the pound shop. I bought it years and years and years ago. But I've looked everywhere. Good news is I have found my flux brushes. So I've got a new one of them out, cut down at an angle. You can see how much I wear them down. So yeah, I'm just going to use some Yoo-hoo glue. But I wish I just had a little bit of sticky tape just to put in there. But this will do the job. So I put a little bit of glue on there. It says in the instructions it's fast acting, but it doesn't say how long it takes. So it's a bit like how long is a piece of string. So I put it in Marcel's vise and I just leave it for about an hour, I think. And then come back to it. Let's show it working in the other room. Now, considering what it did look like, look at that now. From that distance there, nobody would really be looking at that as if it's odd. I wouldn't sell it new, but friends and family 100%. I'm not sure if my son needs a second one. Maybe this is more lighter weight than the one he's got. Look at that there. That's so good. Right now, I haven't plugged it in since it's been glued. Let's see, are you still working? So we're going to go in that way there. We're in. So a little blue light comes on straight away. Boom. 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 Oh, wow, that's lovely. You can see the damage here, but that wasn't me. That was done beforehand. Really has been damaged there, hasn't it? What a shame. But it still serves its purpose of what it needs to do. I can actually see that there is little dots around the place as well. And I would say that they're probably here from new. That looks like kind of like fingerprints in the factory because they're actually on the, you know, before the backing's put on. And if you're wondering about the draw, according to this anyway, obviously it is drawing something, but it's not being recognised under here. So it must be less than 10 milliamps. And now if we turn it on the lowest setting, it will be 70 milliamps. On the medium setting, it is 280 milliamps. And on the highest setting, it is 720 milliamps, so 0.7 of an amp at 5 volts.
Up a bit. Ah. That's it. You're wonderful with your hands, Masseuse Vince.
Here we have, surprise, surprise, another neck massager. Now, I know you're probably getting bored of these, but I want to make some money for this series before it's over. So you're more than welcome to fast forward through it, but you never know, it might be an interesting fix. Let's open it up and see what it's doing. So it hasn't come with the adapter, but I've used an adapter from another one because it's 12 volts. And when I turn it on here, it's not doing anything. So let's bring it over to the mat, take it apart and see if we can quickly fix it. Right, so the zip hasn't got the little tab thing, which means that you can't actually undo it unless you put something in. So without the tab, they will go up, like so. Not as easy, but look, I can't get that down. But if I put something in here to release it, then it comes down. Well, it looks clean on the inside. This is different. So first things first, we want to see if there's any voltage coming into it, which is going to be this black one here, which goes to this connector here. So let's plug in and see if we have any voltage. We do, we have 12 volts going into it. So this is quite a bit different than the other ones that I've done. So let's see where the on and off switches are. Could it be an on and off switch problem, I wonder? Can't see anything obviously burnt on that board. Right, so we have these here. Should we see if the switch itself is okay? So I'm going to kill power, go to continuity. Let's see if the switch is alright. So it's going to be between here and here. Switch is okay. And it's travelling down, must be this one here into here. So I should be able to have it between, where am I going? Here. And, why is that not coming up here? Oh, I don't think it's turning on. So if we have a listen here, you can hear it's coming here. But when we go on to this one, it's not here, it's not here, and it's not here. Why? Why are you not there? So this is soldered directly onto the board. And that looks like it's fully pushed home. So if we were to short, well, we don't know which ones are what, do we? Looks like it's the outer one. The on and off switch looks like it's going between the outer ones. I wonder if we were to go here, would it suddenly come alive? Let's put power in. So it's not working now. Let's see if it's going to come alive. There we go. And turn off. Yeah. So it shows you, yeah, people are bored of these products, I get that, but the fix won't be boring because now we have to find out why are we not getting it between there and there. So let's go down. Are we getting it to here? Yes. Here. So now let's try to unplug this. Is it glued in? Yeah, you got glue everywhere. So this chip isn't being told to be turned on because the power isn't going down this thing here. I wonder, have we got a nick in the cable somewhere? Right, I'm going to have to use some isopropyl alcohol to put on this connector to allow me to take off all that glue. So this is great because it will make the glue all slippery against the plastic surface and it should just lift off. Well, it's mostly off. Hopefully I can pull that out now. There we go. Alright, it wasn't as easy as I thought it might be. Sometimes isopropyl goes on and it just lifts it straight off. Okay, well now what we're going to do is we're going to check for continuity between the switch and the actual connector. Which one is that now? I forget. Let's go on the outer two. It's not getting there. That one's there, so it should be here. And it's not, so it's down the cable itself. Let me just go across the other ones just in case. No. I think I'm going to have to unravel this to find out where it has failed. What I could do is I could pierce, just in case the connection's not making it here, I could pierce between here and here very gently. I don't think that's getting there. Oh, it was. Doesn't make any sense. When I first tap it, it's there, but then it's not there. Let's see what ohms reading we're getting there. Weird. Has it gone there then? See what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to strip a bit back. I'm happy to resolder all that. Oh, there you go. See that? It just came out really easy. So it's gone from here. So I bet if I strip a bit back here, it will be getting here now. So let's plug this back in. So it was nobody's fault. It was just a hidden connection problem. The factory wouldn't have seen that. So let's go on to the bottom one and see if it's coming here. There we go. So we've got it going right the way through now. Right, we have to get that back into here. Or do I just solder straight onto the board? Let me have a little look in here. Yeah, the little crimps failed. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to tin up this wire and we're just going to solder it up into the crimps. It's not going to be crimped in, it's going to be soldered in. Okay, so that's tinned up there. I'm also going to try to put a bit of solder just into the hole here. So I'm going to put a little dot in here. Then hopefully when I add the soldering iron to it, the plastic will melt a bit. So I'm going to fill up that there, like so. And now I'm going to get some tweezers, hold that in. Right, so I need to heat it up and try to get that in there. Oops. It's easier said than done. There we go, is that more comfortable? Maybe. There we go, did you see that disappear in there? There we have it. So you can see now that that is in place. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to go across the others. Yeah, for whatever reason, the maybe it was crimped a bit hard and it just broke through the wire. But there we have it. You can't really tell too much, can you? It's sticking out a bit. Shall I try to get in it a little bit more? No, let's leave it. It's in good. Right, let's put this back in its home here. So there we have it. What looks like a new item lives on, which is great. No money was spent on this, just a little bit of time. Honestly, a very small amount of time. It would be even quicker if I weren't talking to the camera. Let me just show you it working in the other room once it's back together. Here we go. Are you going to work? Of course you are. What a nice little fix. That will go the other way. This is the different intensities. And this is heat on and off. come on, you don't begrudge me that fix there. It's easy money. It's amazing when you get used to something on the inside, how you can fault find it so much quicker. So yeah, I enjoyed that one there, as I have all the other ones.
Summary.
Right, how did we do on day 22? Unfortunately, I really ballsed up on that aquarium. Gutted about that because it's so obvious now that the end bit comes off. How did I miss that when I had it in my hands for about 15 minutes trying to take it apart? So yeah, very disappointing. This one here, steam cleaner, I'm putting it down as friends and family, so a quarter off the retail price. This one here is the light box. The light box is dirt cheap. I think it was £19 brand new. So I've put it down friends and family, £4.75. And finally, the back massager. That to me looks brand new. So I'm putting that down as half the retail price there. So the total today is not bad, £37.50. So we're starting to increase a little bit. Let's see if we can get it up more on day 23. On day 24, I'm planning a big one with loads and loads of items. So yeah, I'm hoping that this figure will grow nicely. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow for day 23.